Well, good evening, YouTube. Winter is quickly approaching, and it's kind of caught me off guard this year. Last 2 years, it's been pretty warm here well into December. I know guys at work were riding motorcycles probably the second week of December last year and the year before. I was riding November last 2 years. So for it to be as cold as it is already, it's really caught me off guard. I was just kind of get used to that little warmer early winter than we've had this year. So what that's caused me to do here is get behind the 8-ball on getting the bees ready to be fed. I'm sure I don't have to feed them right now because they've got enough honey and pollen of their own. But soon I need to get these feeder boards on there, and we feed sugar cake patties and pollen patties. My philosophy is I'd rather give it to them and they don't need it and don't eat it than not give it to them and have them need it and end up losing a hive over the winter. What I use is a 1x2 pine box with 1/2-inch hardware cloth in it, and then 1/4-inch by 1/4-inch strips to go across the top of the frames in 3 locations, and I'd be underneath this, of course, to hold the screen up off of the top of the frames. So what I've done is I've cut some 19 7/8 long strips. These are the sides. Some 14 7/8 strips. These go across on both ends. And then since I have one nuke this year, I cut 2 7.5-inch strips. And then cut a bunch of these little 1/4 by 1/4 pieces. The ones last year, that was just a piece of 1/4-inch oak that I had, so that's what I used. And they're 14.5 inches long probably. They don't really need to be that long. The ones I cut this year are only 12 inches because you're only supporting the sugar, which is here in the middle, and the pollen patty, which is up here in the front. So having them that long really wasn't that necessary. I bought, let's see, 8 6-foot 1x2s at Lowe's, and one piece of 4-foot long by 4-inch wide by 1/4-inch poplar, because that's all they had in 1/4-inch, and enough to do all 8. We've got 10 hives left. I have 2 of these from last year, so I had to make 8 for this year. All 8 of those was under $30. So what I'll do is build those boxes up and cut the hardware cloth and put them in, and when we make the sugar patties up, we'll do a video on that as well. And when we go out to feed them, we'll do a video on that as well. But this is the box that I use. It just sits right on top underneath the lid. If you have a telescopic lid, this will fit underneath the telescopic lid. I use the top entrances, so I don't have the telescopic lids, but it fits right on there, and the bees just come and go right on this edge where the entrance is. So you'll see that later in a later video when they're installed better. But that is the way that I build the top feeder frames. Hardware cloth is just nipped and rolled up in here and just held on with staples. And the boxes themselves are glued and screwed on the corners. Nothing fancy. It's not like the medium boxes I was building with the rabbiting work, because these aren't structural at all. It's just to hold some sugar and some pollen. So hope that helps. If you guys have any questions on how to make these, or like I said, we'll be doing a video as soon as we get the recipe again for the sugar patty. We've kind of misplaced it, and it's not imperative to feed them yet because it's not that cold yet. But I don't want to wake up some morning and have it be 10 degrees out there, and the bees are hungry, and there's no way to feed them. So it's caught me off guard, but I'm trying my best to get caught up here. So we'll end that there. Hope you found that informative. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and any questions or comments are always welcome. Thanks for watching.